All right, good morning, everyone. My bad, I'm a couple minutes late. Whew, I had to run around, but I'm back. All right. I already kind of charted. Wow. I'm starting off bad. I already kind of analyzed the markets, but that was a while ago, so I'll do it again. Let's start on the daily. Yeah, that is so it's been a week since that nasty drop last Friday. And I don't know. We haven't really fully recovered the move. It looks like we've struggled to really recover the move. So I don't know. I think it still seems pretty bearish. On the 4 hour time frame, we have a couple zones, which is good. On the bigger time frames, actually, I do like how Nasdaq looks today. We have this 3 hour supply zone, which I really like this 3 hour supply zone. If you zoom out of it, it's been support, resistance, resistance, resistance. So we could tap into it again. It could be resistance again, or we could break right past it. Either way, this area right here is definitely a really good area of interest for the market. But since the market is moving down already before really tapping into the zone, then I'm going to look for more zones on our way down. Okay, like this one right here, this 1 hour zone, which was just created. Yeah, this was just created at 8. It's funny because I was looking at it fall. What else? I'm pretty sure I had kind of. Oh no, yeah, this one. This 30. I'm like, what? Okay, this 30-minute zone. This is the zone I was also really looking at, which we just tapped into and we've bounced off of it so far. But I definitely will be looking at this zone. It's kind of the same thing as earlier. Like if you zoom out around this area, it's clearly been support and resistance a couple times, which is good. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I had more zones, but they were around this area and we already ran past them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was looking at this 15-minute zone here earlier and it was a perfect, I'd say it was a perfect trade. We got this candle close below this 50% line. The next one opens up is a perfect break and retest. Perfect continuation as well. Like this what is this called? Pre-market price action. It's been very clean. Very clean. Which is good. Yesterday as well, we had a lot of clean price action. Even though it was very, very volatile. New York starts at 8 a.m., but she always starts at 9 a.m. Yeah, I start at 9, but I actually trade at 9:30 when the New York Stock Exchange opens. I get very confused when people say, "Oh, New York opens at 8 a.m." You're not the first person that I hear say that. A lot of people do that. Which honestly to me is interesting because I feel like 8 a.m. is pre-market, but if it works, it works. Okay, I don't see any more zones. Okay, this 5 minute, boom. But yeah, like I said, I'm really looking at two zones. We haven't really tapped this 3 hour zone, but we have sold off from this area a couple times. I'm not sure we'll get back up here once the market opens up. Yeah, it's almost 1,000 ticks away. So I rather take a trade to the zone instead of kind of waiting for the market to tap that area. Again, I was also thinking about taking a trade around this 30-minute zone, but we already tapped into and the buying's coming in. So I'd only take the trade around here if the market retests this level, which it definitely could. We're still very close to it. Yeah, I think that's it for NASDAQ. Let's look at US 30. I haven't traded US 30 at all. I don't think I have. Not this week or last week, now that I think about it. Wow, I did not know that. I could. Bro, YouTube just asked me to take an ad break. It says now would be a good time to insert an ad. Yo, that's funny. YouTube want their money. Because I turned the ads off on the stream. And now it's kind of telling me to put an ad. Wow, I did not know they do that. Now you guys know too. A lot of 4 hour zones on US 30. I do like that. So, damn, how far away is this? 200 points away. Okay. Trying to find a zone that's above price, but close on US 30. It'll probably be on the smaller time frame. It looks very similar to NASDAQ though. Like we have this area here that we've rejected a bunch of times. Bunch of times. Boom, boom. Here, just recently. Where else? Here, kind of. There we go. This 30-minute supply zone here, which the move already kind of happened. What time was this? Yeah, 8 a.m. And we saw a really nice move at 8 a.m. Pre-market. There's been a lot of good moves pre-market for NASDAQ specifically. Did you pass your tops up accounts? No, not yet. I actually forgot to trade them yesterday. Because I went on a walk at night. And then it was already like 9, 8 a.m. Wow, what am I saying? It was already like 9 p.m. So it was like bedtime. So I totally forgot about the charts. I wonder if today will be an aggressive sell off day. Another Friday. Another Friday sell off. Okay, I don't see any more zones. The zones that I do like on US 30, this 30-minute supply zone up here, which it kind of already got tapped into and it sold off, but it could retest that area. And then I really like this 4 hour zone as well. We have a lot of price action around this area from both sides, which is what I want to see. Yeah, we'll see. What time is it? We got 15 more minutes for what is it called? Market open. Wow, I'm a little bit slow this morning. I woke up early and I think I'm still tired a little bit. Bro, I'm like slow. I'm slow this morning. Do you use TradeZella? Yes. I think TradeZella right now is the best journaling platform. Um cuz they've integrated AI into it and then you can backtest on there. Right now TradeZella, I think they've just started to add AI into it, and they recently just added agents, which reminds me of Cloud. But yeah, they added agents. Right now they only have 3, but I can imagine that they're gonna add way more agents. And if you don't know, agents are just a robot that you could program kind of to work for you or to do things that you don't want to do, right? It's like a little employee. And the fact that they're adding that to TradeZella makes you think like, damn, what could I have on autopilot? Maybe my journaling, right? I think one of their agents right now is about tagging your trades automatically, which is really cool. I had the best year of my life last year in trading. This year so far, I haven't gotten any payouts and my trading has been bad. Do you think my strategy needs to change? Maybe not the strategy so much, unless you do think the strategy hasn't been playing out, but it's more of what have you been doing that is different from last year, right? For example, with me, in the beginning of the year, I got a lot of payouts, but it's been 2 months since I haven't gotten one. And I realized I was like, wait, like, I haven't been as focused as I was in the beginning of the month. And it was like a me problem, not really a strategy issue. But I will say, I do think it's normal for traders to, have a little pullback in their trading career. It's just like trading, you can't go straight up, You're going to have issues. You're going to have lessons that you have to learn the hard way because you're not learning from them or. But the best thing to do is try to look at your stats from last year. Like, specifically, what were you doing with your strategy? What were you doing before trading, during trading, after trading, you know? And then ask yourself, like, what are you doing differently now? I got ChatGPT to write me a script and I upload it to TradingView and I can get it to trade for me. Oh, if you like ChatGPT, let me put you on. If you like ChatGPT, you will love Cloud. I promise you, you won't regret it. Oh, you use Cloud. Okay. So you use both. I've heard a couple people say they use both, and I'm like, how do you do that? I use AI, but I will say I'm not advanced at it. Like I'll use it like to not its full potential, you know? I'm not that good with AI, but I do use it a lot. What are your stats? Can you show us? For which account? I just have so many. That's the thing with TradeZella too. Something that I kind of don't like. It skews my stats because I add prop firm accounts. So I add like, over 20 accounts. So the stats are very skewed. It'll say I took 20, 30 trades in a day, but in reality I took two. It just got copied across multiple accounts. So it depends on what account you want to see. Yeah, that's the only issue I have right now with my journaling. I feel like there could be a better way of journaling your prop firm accounts. And I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's like a journaling platform just for prop firms. Actually, I recently just got a DM, I think, that was for a journal just for that, just for prop firms. Am I profitable on all accounts? Right now, yes, but if you ask me like if you ask me last month, no. But this month I've been very focused. I do think I'll get a payout this month. That's the goal. I haven't been this focused in definitely a couple weeks. I kind of I've kind of been on autopilot a little bit when it comes to trading, but recently I've been better. Okay, perfect rejection off of this 5 minute supply zone. We got 8 more minutes for market open. I was gonna check. Oh my god, did anyone see? Where is it? Let me see if I could find it. It was just a crazy movie. Oh my gosh, right here. I think it was at like 1:30 p.m. I think Trump posted or something, and that was crazy. Let's see how big this move was. So in 3 minutes, the market moved up over 1% or 440 points, which is crazy. And then it's gone up ever since. See, I feel like when I see these crazy bullish moves, I like to call these the Trump tweet moves. When you see these, they're kind of unstoppable. That's what I've learned, honestly. Like, if you go back, there's been a couple times throughout this whole move up where it was caused by like a Trump tweet. And you guys know because it's happened multiple times. It just crazy move, random time, and it's around the time that he tweets. And then after that, the market just continues to rally. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, like we've been going up ever since. But we'll see how the market opens up. Now that I think about it, it'll kind of be the first time. Actually, no, no. What am I saying? I was gonna say it'll be the first time that the market will be open since the tweet, but what am I saying? It was already open. The move already happened. Cloud is great, but the data limit is crazy. I use chat to make the code, then Cloud to optimize it. Okay. Never thought about that. Can you trade gold on Apex now? You should. You should be able to. Are you profitable on accounts? Yes, right now I'm up on my accounts. Not last month though. Last month was bad. Do you think now you have an affiliation with Apex, their support is better for you? I haven't had the best luck getting replies from their team. I'll say yes, because I've actually gotten on calls with a Apex affiliate manager thing. I don't know his exact position, but I have his email. So like if I need someone from the company, if I have a question, then yeah. But I will say before I was an affiliate, I had good communication with them. You just go through their support process. If it takes longer than a week, then you have to do it again. Like that's crazy. Usually they responded to me in 2 business days. But apparently they updated their support thing recently, so it should be better. But yeah, if you don't get an answer within a certain amount of time, then you need to contact them again. What do you decide to spend your money from trading? Do you wait till you hit savings goal? Hmm. Yeah, this year I have for sure. This year I've been saving way more because I do plan on moving to another state pretty soon. I will say I the most I spend my money on is on traveling. That's probably it. Like I don't spend it on, you know, random shit like shoes or anything. Rarely. But if it's traveling, it's a different story. It's like, you know how vacation is or when you travel, you spend a lot. I haven't received a payout since last November. How do you deal with the mental stress? I feel worn out. So you have mental stress, right? With your trading, you're probably too stressed. So you're probably that's probably affecting your trading a lot. And I know because I've gone through periods where like I don't get payouts for months. And I'm like, damn, I was not focused as I should have been because I was stressed or I was working on something bigger or a lot of things. You have to talk to yourself, not out loud, but in your head. Try to figure out what have you been doing differently. And also, if you got a payout in November, you also have to ask yourself, did I get that payout from luck or did I actually earn that payout? Was I doing the things, that were right that I should have been doing or did I get it by luck? SpaceX IPO today? That's crazy. That's going to be like a second Tesla stock. That stock will be crazy. I can already imagine like seeing on Instagram options traders just making crazy money off of it. I think it'll be like Tesla. But honestly, I don't know anything about like options or regular stocks except like buy it long term type of thing, you know? Never really traded those. But yeah, that SpaceX IPO or the stock thing. Yeah, I think it'll be crazy. How do you compare this year's market conditions versus last year? Mm, I think it's very similar, honestly. Very similar. Here's market open. Okay, great. Great. I like that open. I'm like 10 seconds into market open. I judged the market too soon. I gotta chill with that. But since we're headed down, I do want to take a trade off this 30-minute zone. That's what I'm waiting for. Yeah, the markets compared to last year, very, very similar. I mean, yeah, like last year, I promise you, same thing. Same thing. Like, I can't lie to you, same thing. Down to the Trump moves, down to the bullish market, same thing. Same thing. Like last year, it started off bearish. Then Trump said something about buy the stocks, and that was the bottom of the year. This year, it started off bearish. Someone said something, it was probably Trump. Probably great news about the Iran war, and it pumped. And we've been going up ever since. It's like the same thing. I've definitely learned the market is rigged to go up. I've definitely learned that. Nasdaq specifically, and like the S&P 500. But that makes you think like if there's a recession, will there be a huge pullback? Most likely. How bad will that pullback be? Who knows? Okay, we're almost at the zone here. Yeah, I gotta fix my posture. I'm like, I'm really curved. My back was like this. I need to chill. The market was volatile, crazy. Yeah, yesterday was dangerous. I mean, this whole week. Yo, ever since Friday, last Friday. Yeah, it's been a whole week. Damn. Ever since last Friday, crazy different market. And you would think it's like really, really good to trade, you know, because it's fast. But it's like when you take the losses, it's like a punch to the. It's like a sucker punch. Like you'll get stopped out, boom, very quickly. It reminds me, and I said this yesterday. It reminds me of the Call of Duty flashbang. When you get flashbang, like the camera goes white and like you get kind of dizzy. That's how it is when you get stopped out with these volatile markets. It's like, damn, it's quick. I will say there is a lot of volume with this opening. Okay, here's this 50% line. We just tapped into it. I kind of want to size down. I think I'll size down to 3 micros. And if I really like the trade, then I'll scale in. So far, it does look like we're bouncing off of this area, but it's also moving very quickly. All right, I'm in a long on NASDAQ. Hey, this is a crazy trade. It's already up quite a bit. I'll definitely break even here. See if we could get a continuation. We do have a 5 minute supply zone around 5:45. All right, do want to take profit pretty soon. Or not, damn. Got about 2 more minutes for this 5 minute candle to close. 10% battery. Just want one more push to the actual zone. Okay, there we go. I got out of that. All right, that was good. And I'm done. I'm not. This was a good Friday. Honestly, a perfect trade. I do think this has some room to go higher, but that was a pretty big trade. Zero drawdown, 90 points. Mind you, that was with three micros. Three micro trade. That was, yeah. But I took profit here. This was a small 5-minute zone. So we'll see if it rejects this zone or if it breaks past it. I do think this is a very strong area of interest. I would say this is my little golden zone, which is why I really like the trade. But if you zoom out in this area, I just not only is a 30-minute demand zone, but it's also been support, boom, resistance. And if you go back, you'll see more price action around this area, resistance. It's not perfect, but it's around the same area, resistance, support, support. A lot of big moves have happened from this area, which is why I really like the zone. Oh my gosh. And then look at the shorts from this 5-minute supply zone. One candle. One candle. Holy. Holy. Wow. Thank God I closed out, right? Jeez. That no, that's crazy. It took a couple minutes for 100 points to get up there. And then just about 5 seconds for it to go straight back down. So the selling pressure is definitely way stronger. I mean, we'll see what happens here. I do think if we close below this area, below 311, like a strong close, I mean, let's see where the next stop could be. Let's zoom out. Nasty short. I mean, yeah, I could see it going down to the 100s. If it gets below the 100s, it could easily go down to the 900s. But this area here is definitely kind of a strong area of support. So you do need to see aggressive selling, which we're seeing right now. Like I said, that was 100-point move in like 5 seconds there. And here it is breaking past the zone. That's crazy. You do not need your regular sizing with this market. I would definitely say size down a little bit. No, maybe a lot, depending on your stop loss size. Either you're gonna hit TP quick or you're gonna get stopped out quick. Crazy market though. And I would say shit, if you got profit, try to lock something in. Cause I mean, imagine if I didn't take profit here and I was waiting for this VWAP touch. All my profits would have disappeared in like 5 seconds. Wow. I have a 50-point bracket on Tradeovate on micros. Yeah, and I bet the 50 points looks, yeah, it looks kind of small. Whereas before, like maybe 2 weeks ago, 50 points looked like a really decent move. I mean, 50 points was my regular take profit like 2 weeks ago because it was a decent move. Now it's like a small piece of the pie. It's definitely a different ball game here. But no, yeah, that was it for me. I think today's a one and done type of day. I definitely be careful with the volume. It could be really good if you're in profit. But if you get greedy and you don't take profit and some shit happens to you like this, then you're gonna have a bad day because damn, you're like, wow, I just got stopped on 2 seconds. Let me see if I could make the profit back in 2 seconds. And then it goes downhill from there. Yeah, now that I realize, um, since I sized down, my stop loss was actually very wide. I mean, it was almost 55 points. But honestly, I could have kept the same size and this shit would have still played out. I'm fine though. I really like the move I caught. So I've noticed with my trading. So this month I've been really focused on studying my own trading, studying the winners, studying the losses, and something new that I'm trying to not even trying to I already did. Just kind of introducing into my strategy is trying to pick out what is the best zone to take the trade off from. Usually it's just the zone closest to price, but I've noticed that if the zone you have aligns with support and resistance on a bigger time frame, like the 1 hour or the 4 hour, and then it also aligns with supply and demand, most likely you'll catch a really clean move. Another thing you could do with like these areas of interest is instead of taking a trade off the zone like I did today, you could also take trades targeting the zone, right? I mean, we tapped this area earlier this morning, and then this morning you could have been trading down to it twice, right? And you would have caught really good moves. But I'm just trying to get a little bit better at trying to pick out which zones I really trade from or really look at, right? Because I could be targeting the zone instead of taking the trade off of it. Okay, wow, that did not break past the zone. What time is it? 47. This opening range is really wide. Oh my gosh. Almost 1,000 tick opening range down, and I took a long. My trade's literally the smallest piece of the pie. Like, it's just a tiny pullback that I caught, which is funny, but I'm interested to see where the market goes. Like I said, I mean, if it really closes below this area here, I will stay bearish. Is anyone else kind of happy that it's Friday? And I'm only asking you guys because you guys are traders as well. Like usually I don't really like Fridays because it's the end of the week. I'm like, damn, like the weekend's gonna be so boring. I can't trade. But this today, I'm actually excited not to trade tomorrow. I'm excited to take a break from it. I don't like Fridays. Yeah, I call Fridays Freaky Friday because some Fridays are very weird. The market was wild this week. Accounts excited to be weekend. Oh, RIP accounts. Damn. Yeah, today. No, this week was killer. And I mean, it makes sense. Like, when you take a loss so fast and you're on a trade that you're up. Like, yesterday, I took a trade. I think I was up like 200 or something like that. And then I blinked and I was stopped out. It was like, whoa. And I feel like usually that would trigger like over trading. So then I'm like, damn, I lost that in 2 seconds. Let me make it back in 1 second. You know, that's kind of what you think sometimes when it's really volatile. When are you going to make the video on TradeZella? You're right. I do have to make the video on TradeZella. I do. I've just been focused on making other videos. But not for YouTube, for like, you know, like classes and stuff. But for the TradeZella video, I want it to be very specific. I don't just want to chat at the camera and kind of talk about whatever on TradeZella. You know, I want to make it structured. I look forward to next week. Should I get the payout from playing to my Wise account? I don't know. I always do ACH with either ACH or Rise with the payouts. So they're quick. Well, no, Rise is very quick. Rise, Wise. I've never tried plain. I've only tried Wise and Rise. I'm $12 away from my payout. Oof. Just throw on 2 micros and catch 12 ticks. But when you're that close to passing your account or getting a payout, do not put in one full contract. You'll make a huge mistake, or you might make one. I just size down, get a little move, boom. Okay, someone asked, do you make an extra revenue from posting consistently on social media? So, social media, no, I don't get paid a lot from posting. Like on YouTube, for example, I mean, I have the ads off on the stream. Even if I did have the ads on the stream, it's like $1 per stream. Like it's really not much. And then on YouTube, since I don't post consistently, I only make like 300 to 600 a month on YouTube. With Instagram for posting, I make zero, right? But the good thing about social media is it's like a vehicle for your offer, right? Kind of. So if you post stuff for the people that, you know, you want to either sell things to or help, right? If you post the right things, you'll get the right audience and you can kind of monetize it. And there's many different ways. And I'm only telling you guys this because I truly think it's the future to online money. I mean, it's already been. That's the thing. Now it's just bigger than ever, and I think it'll get bigger. But I mean, think about it. Like online money is so big now, and it's gonna get bigger. It will. But yeah, I think social media should be used for making money, honestly. If you're scrolling through social media And I mean like brain rot social media. Like we've all been there. We've all been 2 a.m. in the morning scrolling on reels, watching funny videos. If you stay stuck there doing that every night, it just it's not good. It'll mess you up. It will. And then, like I said, if you post for the right audience, don't post for your friends and family. That's number one. Again, post for the audience that you want. And then if you have a skill, then monetize the skill, right? If it's actually something that you're skillful at. And there you can also make so much money with posting, not just by selling something, but by also being an affiliate, just like me with the prop firms and all the other traders that post prop firms. Or in another way, instead of trading, it could be for like Amazon, right? There's a bunch of social media accounts that are just affiliate accounts, just posting for products and then kind of advertising the link, and you can make a full income out of that. There's so much opportunity with social media. I mean, you guys you guys have no idea until you actually do it. That's why anytime I have a student or I speak to someone that wants to start social media, I'm all for it. Do it cuz you will not regret it. Yeah, you'll get haters, but it's part of it. Like you'll get haters regardless, whether it's in person or online. So like, you might as well do it. Ooh, this is a good question, Tevin. What do you think about prediction markets in the prop space? Wait, prop space. Wait. Like Polymarket, like traders advertising Polymarket, because that's a whole nother thing, right? It's like Polymarket and then gambling online. My everything's online. There's probably less people going to the casino because of this online gambling thing. Like it's crazy. And then the social, and it's like this full cycle, guys. It's a full cycle with the gambling, with the online gambling. People advertise it. It's just like people how people advertise prop firms like myself, but instead of prop firms, they advertise gambling, right? But the thing with that, and why I think it's bad, is because think about gambling on the charts. It's kind of the same thing, right? But if you're actually a gambler with trading, you won't make any money because you don't have an edge. So it's kind of the same thing with real gambling. You won't really be profitable long term unless you have an edge with it. And not much people are going to do that, with gambling. A very small percentage of people actually are successful with gambling because they actually have an edge. But something I've realized is a lot of people that promote online gambling don't promote having an edge. They promote having this YOLO lifestyle, right? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Like I'm thinking here. I'm thinking. Are you guys agreeing? Do you guys understand how that like it's like, whoa, that's so wrong in a way? Cuz as a trader, yes, we advertise prop firms, but we also advertise having an edge, right? Having a strategy, having discipline, stuff like that. But with, online gambling, the people promoting it are like degens. They're chugging beers left and right. They're partying every weekend and they promote this hybrid lifestyle. It's like it I don't know. I do think it's a bit wrong. I do think it's a bit misleading for the younger audience. I do. How do you become a gambling promoter? I would say get big on social media. Because if you think about it, a lot of the people that you see gambling on social media right now, they had a personal brand first, right? They built up their social media first, and then most likely Rainbet contact, or, sorry, not Rainbet, maybe another online gambling company asked them because they have followers and their audience is young. I'm cooking up here. I'm cooking up. I'm about to make you guys escape the matrix. What's the best way to scale when you are consistent with trading? Copy trade, copy trade, copy trade. That's how I scaled. I literally kept size the same. The only thing I changed was the number of accounts I had. And boom, 40K a month. I'm like, damn, that was quick. But the only thing I changed was the number of accounts, not the sizing. But there's so many ways to scale. It's really up to you, right? It's really up to you. Am I muted in the chat? No, no, you're not muted. I was just talking, not reading the chat. I finally found my edge after 4 years, but right now I don't have no money to buy evals and zero income, and don't have as well due to visa issue in UAE. Yeah, I would say try to enter every giveaway you can. Every giveaway. Try to get free accounts somehow, which you could for sure. A lot of traders do giveaways, especially during the weekend. Pray and you might get lucky. You might get a again account. You never know. You never know. Yeah, I was really cooking up with this online gambling thing. Like I was saying things I never even thought about. Then I thought about it. I was like, whoa, that makes sense. That makes sense. And then I don't know why, but it was just recent, and I mean like maybe 2 year recent, about how I didn't know that gambling was a real addiction. Honestly, I've heard the saying gambling addiction, but I never thought like how bad it could actually be. Usually when you think about an addiction, you think about drugs. But an addiction can be anything, like gambling. And I saw this, it was this show where the guy had a gambling addiction and it kind of showed like what he did. And it was things very similar to a drug addict, right? That you usually would see. Like stealing, family members' money so you could gamble with it. It was like that. And I never thought about how bad gambling could be for you, especially if you don't really try to create an edge. You kind of just do whatever you want. Then you'll like self-sabotage because it's just like trading. You just try to get lucky, try to force it with gambling, and kind of the same way with trading. But yeah, guys, I'd be, when you're on social media, especially Instagram, TikTok, the short form social media, be careful. Be careful about what you what you're scrolling through. If you're watching these gamblers, gambling on Rainbet, you're kind of watching gambling content all the time, right? And then that's like in the back of your head. So if gambling's in the back of your head, then why not do it while you're trading? You see where I'm going with? Like it's like you got to be careful about what you're watching cuz it could influence you in the wrong way. in ways I wouldn't even think of, like with the gambling. But yeah, I do think it's a bit weird when I see other traders promoting online gambling. And I already explained why, because with gambling, you don't create an edge. Only a very small percentage of people do that. It's not like trading where an edge is promoted. Like you are supposed to make a plan, do whatever, follow certain rules. With gambling, you don't see that. It's just kind of for fun. And we all know how that goes with trading. That's because gambling releases the same type of chemical in the brain as drugs, so people look for that feeling every time. Yeah. Okay, good. So you guys understand. Yeah. That makes sense. But that's the thing too, like I can't even talk much because it's like if I was offered and I can't even, I'm just being real, right? Like everyone wants to be rich. Let's say I was offered $1 million, which is very low probability, but what if I was offered a very big amount to promote online gambling? Would you take it? Would you take it? Because I probably would. Even though I might agree that it's bad. You get what I'm saying? So it's like maybe the people promoting it don't think it's actually good, but since they're paid to do it, they do it, you know? So like I do disagree with it, but I understand a certain, you know, aspect, I guess. Certain angle, I do understand it. But at the same time as a trader, you kind of have to be aware of it. But yeah, interesting day today. Interesting day. It is 10:06 and we're bouncing. We bounced off of this 30-minute zone. We did see some candle closes below this 50% line, but we never saw a candle close outside of the zone. And then boom, completely reversed. Look at the 5-minute candlesticks. Freaky Friday, Freaky Friday. This is perfect trap here. This was a perfect trap. I mean, if I didn't take these trades over here, I would have been thinking short over here, you know? Perfect trap, honestly. And then also, fucking, sorry, I don't mean to curse, but you see this huge red candle here, and then a small continuation. If I saw that, shit, I'd be thinking short. And a lot of people what am I saying? A lot of other people would too. Boom, trapped all that buying or trapped all that selling and bought up. Slowly though, slowly. It was very choppy. Definitely chopped up in this area. Oops. Wow, I was really cooking up with that gambling talk. Like it's all adding up. It's all adding up. When's my next payout coming? I'm hoping it comes this month, but I can't force it. I can't force it. I will say I do feel really good this one. I feel very focused on my trading. I'm studying my wins. I'm studying the losses. I'm studying the zones that I take the trades from. Yeah, I feel good. Stop talking about this gambling stuff. Why? I think other people need to hear about it because I promise more than 10 of you guys have gambling content pop up on your algorithm without you even kind of putting it in there, it just pops up because you're kind of in a gambling space as a trader. I want to have patience to believe that whatever I want will come to me. Pray, talk to God. You see, I was never a praying type of person. Never ever. I think before, this was before, right? I would only pray in like very low times. And then when I had my first 20K month, that month I decided, you know what? I'm going to go all in. And if I'm going to go all in, that's going all in spiritually as well. So I decided to pray every day that month. But when I prayed, I'd pray for, guidance. I'd pray for patience. I'd pray for my loved ones to stay protected so it would calm down my anxiety. And wow, life changing, honestly. Life changing. I would also pray before meals. That's so underrated. But then I learned that when you pray over your food, it I mean, you're low key blessing your food. It might sound crazy, but you're blessing your food and then you're eating it. And then you're thankful for it. So you're having gratitude. And gratitude is a very high vibration. But yeah, that month was life changing. And I think a big part was because I prayed a lot. And again, I'm not like a very religious person. I've never have been. But I do believe in a God. In God. I do. Which is crazy because before I was like low key an atheist. Like I really wouldn't think about that stuff. But now it's the complete opposite. I remember when I was younger, I was like, and I said in my head, I was like, God, if you're real, make this happen. And it happened. I was like, whoa. Stuff like that. Stuff like that is crazy. I'm a bit of a praying mantis myself. That's funny. Take some time out and spend time in the Discord, like talking with traders from traders POV if you can. I should do that. I want to do that because sometimes I forget how bad the struggle is with trading. I know the struggle with trading, but sometimes I forget. And I'm like, damn, like trading can be really hard when you're losing all the time. So yeah, I do like that idea. I'm gonna ask everyone in Discord how was their week. Second week of the month. We're already halfway done with the year, which is crazy. 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 Time is flying. Okay, we're at this 1 hour supply zone. First of all, US 30 is. Let me see. US 30 looks clean. I'm not gonna lie. It does look like it has way lower volume than NASDAQ, though. Yeah. Yep. US 30 rejected VWAP, and NASDAQ is rejecting this 1 hour supply zone. Or that's what it's looking like. Also, this 1 hour supply zone is the top of this range that we've been stuck in. You guys see that right there? The bottom of the range is where we bounced off from, which is where I took a buy, but then it sold off and then it pumped. Now we're back at the top of the range. I'd be careful though. It's very, very, it's moving fast. I try to focus on getting like really good entries, sniper entries. When you're in profit, try to lock it in because you never know. Trump might tweet. Yo. Someone said someone said, bro, this shit better go down. What the F? Oh my god, I don't know. That's so funny. There were many days that I would look into abyss thinking, why am I even here? You know, I think that every day. Like, why? I used to think it a lot before, but I think for life, it's about experiencing. So just go with the flow, experience, live. And I feel like when I feel the most alive is when I'm working towards a goal. If I'm not working towards a goal, then I feel a little bit lost. Okay, this was gonna go down. We're back in this area. Could be a retest. We could just keep going up. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if we go higher. Just because this 3 hour supplies on here are kind of around this area, I'd say it's a really good area. I would say it's like a golden zone. Like if you zoom back around this area, we've seen great reactions off of it. Boom, resistance, resistance, support. And I bet there's way more back there. Yeah, it already bought up this whole sell off here. It also closed above the opening range. Wow. Perfect. I mean, it's not perfect, but the buying did come from this area. I kind of had the right idea with this long here. I mean, I did because it played out. But I mean, like, you know, when you take a trade and that was like the top of the day? Yeah, that's what I mean. So, for example, this was the bottom of the day, this area. It wasn't perfect. I definitely will say, like, you easily could have gotten chopped up in this area here. This was really a trap there. It's also a huge trap. It's a 100 point area. Uh, That's where where a belief in God comes in to give sense of purpose. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, it's like if you have a goal, you kind of have a sense of purpose, right, to achieve the goal. But if you're just kind of doing whatever, you're gonna get lost. All right, well, I think that was it for me. So very interesting day. I mean, this whole week was. I'm honestly tired from the charts. I feel good though, but I'm tired. I'm happy it's Friday. I'm not gonna lie. Am I the only one? Am I the only one that's like a bit tired from the charts? I think it was just a crazy week. A lot of news, a lot of headlines, a lot of traps, a lot of insider buying, a lot of insider moves, right? Thank God it's Friday. Yo, I agree. How's your third party copper going? Oh, it's good. It's good. I like Tradecopia. The only time it's messed up was when was I think it was on Wednesday, but thank God it messed up. The only reason it messed up was because Tradeify, there was something wrong with Tradeovate and Tradeify. Wow, that is a tongue twister. But yeah, on Wednesday, Tradeify and Tradeovate, they couldn't pull up all their accounts. And I thought they did, so I traded it. Thankfully, the copy trader messed up because I didn't have all the accounts. They weren't like active. And I only took that loss on one account. Thankfully. And that was the only day the copy trader has messed up. Mind you, I've been using this copy trader this whole month and it's been working fine. It's been working good. But before I leave, I will journal this trade really quick. Where is it? Where am I going? Hold up. Okay, boom. All right, let's screenshot this. Let me actually move this down. Someone said I'm not. I love this shit. I love the stress. I'm not gonna lie, I do too. I understand. Yeah, it keeps the blood pumping. Yeah. No, I like the grind, trust me. But recently, I don't know why, and it's really only been this year. I've gotten kind of a bit tired of trading. I don't know why. I think honestly, I think it's because I haven't gotten a payout in like 2 months. Maybe that's why, but no, I love the grind. I do. Something about me too, for some reason, I love staying late. Like when I work the best and I'm the most focused, it's late at night. I don't know why. It reminds me of school. You know, when your homework was due at 12 a.m., but you did it at like 11 p.m. And also like late at night, you don't really there's no distractions. I guess it's just like early in the morning. But the thing with working early in the morning is that you got to wake up. And that's hard sometimes. Jeez. All right, let's screenshot this. What am I doing? I want okay, I'm tweaking right here. Boom. How many accounts are you trading total? Right now I'm trading 3 in total. 3. Wow. 13. I meant. Let's see this on the 5 minute. I will say I do have to make a bit more money than I planned on the accounts, but it's nothing crazy. I just think it takes a little bit more profit this time. But it's fine because then I'll have a buffer after the payout. So there's nothing wrong with that. Wow, you can't even see my 5 minute trade. So should I even screenshot? Maybe I should. And I'll actually screenshot this with something that I could see the points with. So boom. That's 100. Look at how small 100 points looks. Jeez. You could barely just see my trade there. Another thing I want to do with this trade is this 30-minute demand zone, which was kind of like my golden zone. What I mean by golden zone is just the best zone that I could possibly take the trade off from. Even though we did chop around this area, it was a very big move cause from it. Yeah, crazy. Okay, it's actually selling off from this 1 hour zone. It is very, yeah, wow. It just, I don't know, this volume it impresses me every time. It's like, wow, it looks small. And then when you measure it, it's huge moves. Okay, I also wanted to take a photo of this. Let me actually change this. Bro, how does my camera die and it's plugged in? All right, we're gonna go with it here. We're gonna go with it. Yo, how does that add up? How does my camera die and it's plugged in? Makes no sense. Good thing I'm ending the stream, right? I think the camera is hinting at me to end it, but let me journal really quick. All right, so now I've taken a screenshot on the bigger time frame, right? So on this time frame, you can see the zone. I can also see that if we zoom out from this area, we can see this area clearly was an area of interest, right? Because it's been support, it's been resistance, 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 support, support. It was clearly just an area of interest, which is why I really like the zone. And what happens with the market, it repeats itself so much that you might actually be able to predict it sometimes because of the patterns that happen. It's just like you're trading, right? You repeat certain patterns when you're losing, and then if you notice the pattern, you can change it. Crazy how things add up. But I took buys off. Hold on. Actually, I should just put it up here on the screen so you guys could see it.